Let's get started talking about the advisor meeting assignment. This is likely the most important assignment that you will complete during your time in ACA. This assignment is divided into 3 parts, so I'm going to review each part in order and explain as we go. The first part of the assignment is the student preparation worksheet. You're going to see all 3 parts in session 6, but as a reminder, each part is due in a different session. So, part 1 will be due in session 7. Starting with part 1, remember, you will have to make a copy of any type of template located in ACA. The student preparation worksheet is going to explain to you how to complete your part of the preparation for this assignment. Within this particular worksheet, you are going to see that there are 10 areas where you should either paste a screenshot, highlight something, or circle an answer. Or you may even type in an answer. And each of those 10 places are going to be in red bold print for you to easily identify them. This portion of the assignment, part 1, is worth 30 points. This worksheet walks you through step-by-step directions in what to do for each step. I'm going to pause here at number 2. Number 2 says, complete the Who is My Advisor form to determine who you should communicate with for advising purposes. This blue text here is a link you need to click on and then complete the form. You will paste a screenshot of those results in the box right here. Do not assume you already know who your advisor is. Do complete the form as directed. Now, drawing your attention to the column section, this is an either-or type of scenario. If you are advised by the Advising Center, you are going to work in the left-hand column only. If you are advised by a faculty advisor, and you're going to know which one of these you're advised by after you complete the form, you will then work in the right-hand column only. Don't do both sides, only one. Next, you're going to be asked to email your advisor and set up a meeting time. You're going to record that information here. If you are advised by the Advising Center, you do not have to set up an appointment time. You can simply walk into the Advising Center. So if that applies to you, then your information that you will record here will be either the date and time that you have gone to the Advising Center or the date and time that you plan to go. Next, you'll review the types of course formats that we offer here at Nash Community College. And afterwards, you're going to answer some questions. These are planning questions, so you can better help your advisor once you guys begin to meet. So the portion 1, part 1, is to get you ready to meet with your advisor. The last part of this assignment is going to prepare you for advising and understanding all the classes that you need to take at Nash Community College in order to graduate. Now we're going to talk about part 2. Part 2 is due in session 8. You will not be forced to make a copy here because this is just a directions sheet. In part 2, you're going to be asked to locate and print the degree requirements for the degree you are pursuing at Nash Community College. This is 20 points of your entire advisor meeting assignment. You are going to also see step-by-step directions located in part 2. And remember, they are here to best serve you, so you know what you need to do in order to make sure to follow each step and earn all the points. Number 1, you're going to follow the directions here that walks you through finding your Nash Community College degree checklist. You will need to print out or either download and save that checklist. You may also hear these called degree checklists or degree check sheets, but nonetheless, they are all the same. Looking on to number 2. If you plan on continuing to a 4-year college or university after Nash Community College, or you are earning an associate in arts, an associate in engineering, an associate in science from Nash Community College, then this number 2 applies to you. So if you fall into one of these categories that you see here on the screen that I have highlighted for you, then step number 2 of the degree requirements portion of this assignment does apply to you. This is going to ask you to find and locate and print or save a bachelor degree plan or a bachelor degree pathway. And this plan or pathway applies strictly to your 4-year school. This is going to help your advisor pick and show you what classes you're going to need to take at Nash Community College so they will transfer to best serve you at the 4-year school. When you get down here, you will see the step-by-step directions. If you are one of those students that needs a degree pathway, there is a link here that will take you to a document that will help you find the actual degree pathway that you need based upon the school you're planning to transfer to. So for part 2, just to review, you will either submit one file here, which is the Nash Community College degree checklist, or you will submit 2 files if it applies to you. Your 2 files would be the Nash Community College checklist and the bachelor degree plan, which would be the document from your 4-year school. This can be confusing, so if you have questions, please send an email. Finally, let's talk about part 3. This assignment will ask you to make a copy. You do not have to work on this portion until you have completed part 1 and part 2 and set aside a time to meet with your advisor. So you will take part 3 with you when you go to meet with your advisor. And the 2 of you are going to have a conversation, and you're going to work together and create a plan that shows you exactly what classes you're going to take each semester here at Nash Community College until your graduation. This portion of the assignment is worth 50 points. That's half the points. So it is hugely important that you understand meeting with an advisor is required. Now, I do understand that there are circumstances where you may not be able to be completely on campus, or you may live far away from campus, and that is totally fine. Meeting someone face-to-face on campus is likely the best way to get the best information, but in this day and age, we can definitely meet virtually or over the phone. So feel free to do an alternate meeting method if that is better for you. Just please make sure that you actually have communication with your advisor and you have all your questions answered, and together you two have come up with a plan mapping out classes up until graduation. You will only fill out this very top part, and then the advisor will complete the rest. They are going to make sure that you have completed all of the placement testing you'll see here. And if you have not yet completed that placement testing, you'll be told to go do that first before they can finish this assignment with you. So if you know that you need placement testing, go ahead and get that scheduled prior to starting to do any of this. We're also going to verify that you have completed, or at least you're working on, your English and math requirements for your degree. And I know that some students can be terrified of certain subjects. Sometimes those subjects are English and math, but it is so important that you work on these requirements along the way instead of putting them off to the end. Because sometimes when students have put them off until the end, it has held them up. It has delayed their graduation. And as advisors, we do not want that to happen to you. Your advisor will complete a 6-semester plan. Now, you might say, I'm not going to be here for 6 more semesters, and that's totally fine. They can just complete a semester plan for you up until your graduation. So if there's something left blank, that's okay. If you are just mapping out until graduation and you don't have that many semesters left. And once you're finished with the meeting, your advisor is going to sign the bottom of the page or electronically sign it. They'll note the date of the meeting and the format of the meeting. So the format may be face-to-face or virtually or done through Zoom. Any of those formats, your advisor will record that. So we're just asking for the advisor to enter the information starting from advisor questionnaire and down. So you will not do any of the advisor's pieces. If you do go to the advising center, and this is done on a piece of paper, so if you printed this out and you take this in to meet with your advisor, and you want to scan this in order to turn it in, you can certainly do that in the library. Just ask one of the librarians for help, and they will help you scan this handwritten paper in and email it to your Nash Community College email account. That is all 3 parts of the advisor meeting assignment. Please go ahead and get started on completing as many parts of this assignment as possible. Go ahead and reach out to your advisor like Part 1 tells you to do. Be ready to turn in your items in Session 7 for Part 1, in Session 8 for Part 2, and finally in Session 9, Part 3, which does require you to meet with your advisor. Plan early. Advisors get busy, and we don't want you to run out of time. Email if you have any questions about this assignment.